Today, I'm going to show you how to create a torn paper edge in Photoshop. Start a new document in Photoshop, choose your size, and click Create. First, we'll need two layers. Your first layer is your background layer. I'm going to use the Paint Bucket tool to fill this layer with a teal color. You'll create another layer on top of this. I'm going to name it Paper, and I'm going to fill this layer with blue. Now we are ready to tear our paper. Select the lasso tool from your toolbar. Bring your cursor to where you want to start tearing your paper. Press and hold the left mouse button as you make a jagged edge across the layer. Continue to hold the left mouse button as you circle around the outside of your layer and release when you are all the way around. You now have your selection. Go to the Layers panel and select Layer Mask. We now have a torn paper layer. Let's make it look more like a paper tear. Select the paintbrush tool. Select the foreground color and move your selection to a lighter color. I'm going to move mine all the way to white. Click OK. Select a brush. I'm going to choose a chalk brush, but choose any brush that has an uneven edge. Change the size of the brush and select a mode for painting. For the torn paper, lighten and screen work best. Set the opacity of the brush below 40%. When in doubt, go lower. You can always strengthen the effect by painting over the same area. Set the flow to around 60% to keep the painting a bit random. Begin painting the torn edge of the paper. You can build up the effect with multiple passes. Keep the brush just over the edge of the tear. The paintbrush will only paint the selected layer. You don't have to worry about painting the background by mistake. Keep working until you get the effect you want. To give this torn paper a three-dimensional effect, we are going to add a drop shadow. Select the effects icon on the Layers panel. Select Drop Shadow. The Layer Style box appears. We are going to leave the blend mode as Multiply. Here, you can change the opacity of the shadow, the noise level of the shadow to add texture or grain, the size of the shadow, the spread, and the distance. You can also change the angle of the shadow. Once your shadow looks good to you, select OK. You now have the look of a torn piece of paper. Have fun adding this trick to your Photoshop projects. Try it with artwork, photographs, and other images. Thanks for watching.